we're here with Tony Adam from Yahoo. Welcome. So, Tony, for small to medium-sized businesses such as hotels, would you recommend entering into a social media campaign into the overall scope of their internet marketing efforts?
So I think, in general, the way that I look at it is, you have to think about how much time you're going to be able to dedicate to it. If it's not going to be something that you can dedicate enough time to, then, I would probably look at outsourcing it of some sort, or just, taking a look at what you possibly could do in that time. But definitely, I think social media is a big part of the industry now, and you do need to integrate it in some way, shape, or form.
Okay, so if a hotel wants to get into social media but can only pick one channel,
Right.
what would you recommend to focus all their energy on just to begin social media?
So I would say before even getting to that point, you should monitor and figure out where people are talking about your network. So let's say for hotels, Dig probably isn't the best place to enter, but maybe Twitter would be. If there's a lot of people talking about it or looking for deals or whatnot, I would probably go with something like that. It's always where people are. You want to go where your community is.
And do you have any time management tools, for instance, such as TweetDeck, or any strategies just for time management for companies that want to engage on a regular basis but maybe don't have the bandwidth to do it all day, every day?
Right. So you could use, so first of all, TweetDeck as an application to manage your Twitter stream, right? That's a great one. And then on top of that, there's applications like TweetBeep, which basically you can monitor keywords, or let's say you wanted to monitor your actual Twitter handle or Twitter name or whatever you want to call it. You could use an application or a tool like TweetBeep to follow that. You can set it to, I think, either every hour or every day to send you an update of how many people have replied to you or used that name in the Twitter stream.
So a big challenge for hoteliers is how they can use social media to make money. So unlike paid search, it's really hard. You can see that it's definitely bringing web presence and ultimately revenue, but what are your thoughts on how we can really determine that the revenue is being directed from social media?
So that's a good one. It's tough because it's the same thing that we have a problem with SEO, right? There's no real science to it. With paid search, with PPC, we've dropped this much money in, we've definitely gotten this much conversion. But with SEO and social media, it's a little more of a gray area, because it's we've developed this overall campaign, we're ranking for something, or we've developed a social media strategy, and we're reaching a certain audience, but there isn't really an exact number output. What I would probably do is look at it. Actually, Tarla on the panel that we were in the other day kind of brought up a good point in that, if you estimate that you've had X number of conversions based on a certain user base, you could probably divide that up and say, all right, I've gotten, out of 5,000 users, we've made $25,000, so it's $5 per user, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Something like that. It might be a little more iffy to kind of validate, but that's probably the best way of figuring it out.
Great. And I guess the last question, the big million-dollar question, is just overall, is there a way to measure real return, and whether that be monetary or impact?
So I'll put my slides up, a little shameless self-promotion, right? I'll put my slides up, and my thing is, based on, I have that slide where I talked about traffic, right? There's the traffic impact. With anything that you do on Dig, it can be anywhere from 30,000 visits to 250,000 on a great day, right? So that's a huge impact to a site like a publisher. For a hotelier, you might want to do something like Twitter, where it's all right, we're starting to see the more that we interact with the community, we're getting more followers, we're getting more feedback, we're getting an understanding of what they're looking for. So that might be some great insights that they could leverage for their business.
Got it. Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks.